from Fedorenko.
See, both landing good shots.
Good right hand from Evans. Good right hand. That will give him some confidence. And again, Fedorenko.
He's allowing Evans to box, and that's what he's good at.
Wouldn't 100%, but it's the first one out the way.
Good left hand from Drake, who can bang. Snaps in a couple of right hands.
That was another nice uppercut. There's that uppercut again.
Oh, beautiful shot from David, fine over. Bad fall for Carl Drake, knocked out.
I knew that's what he was going to do, so I was just trying to time my jab and time my uppercut and left foot.
Really good atmosphere in the York Hall. Jeff Evans, the unbeaten Welshman, the outsider in this one. 7-2 the bookies make him against Paul David. 6-1 on. Our MC is John McDonald.
Thank you and welcome back to the action. We're live and exclusive on Sky Sports HD, and this is semi-final number 2. And introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with blue, weighing in at 12 stone and 2 pounds. 15 fight record, 11 wins, 5 inside the scheduled distance and 4 defeats. He is the reigning English super middleweight champion from Northampton, Paul David. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with red, weighing in at 12 stone, 1 pound 6 ounces, undefeated, 4 contests with 4 wins. The pride of Pontypool, South Wales, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Evans! Time to give the bell is Mr. Nick White, our referee in charge of the action, is Mr. Richie Davis. This is 3 3-minute rounds, semi-final number 2.
Okay, fellas, you both know what I expect of you. Behave yourselves, do as you're told, and above all, defend yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both. Shake hands.
Second semi-final, the unheralded Welshman Jeff Evans, still the only unbeaten boxer in the tournament, now 4-0, the Pontypool welder, former rugby player, now closing in on a unlikely Prizefighter triumph, but he's got to find a way past the far more knowledgeable and well-travelled Paul David, who's really warmed to the task here.
Yeah, well, you do have to say, if you were managing young Evans, this is not a match you would be looking for. You would think at this stage in his career, David just maybe a little bit too much for him, could possibly take him to school. But when you enter Prizefighter, you realise you could find yourself in that situation. So you just got to get on with the job, and I'm sure that's what Evans will do.
Evans, who before tonight had never fought outside his training base home of Newport. Coming off a victory over Adam Wilcox, but he was down in that one. Decent jab. Can he show us some skills? David, we know, possesses plenty. A crowd of Welsh supporters just above us on the balcony, making their voices heard. Lovely to hear.
Well, Evans is trying to stand his ground, which is good, not allowing David to pull him around the ring, to push him around. So he has the right attitude, which is very important.
David was saying he made a slow start in the first round of his quarter-final. It's not a rapid one here in the semi-final.
I mean, David, he's not a performer who thinks about pleasing the crowd and being exciting. He just likes to find ways to get the job done. I think that's in his mentality. He's looking to the referee, complaining about the manhandling of Evans. Never a good sign to ask the referee for help. Not really too much of any quality happened yet, Adam.
That's what English champions been so hard to match. Not yet got that British title opportunity. You utilising a jab quite nicely. He's got a reputation of being in the who needs him club, Paul David, but this is his chance to shine and force himself into the picture.
See, he's never really a beast in the ring, David. He just likes to pick his shots, make you miss, don't take too many chances, frustrate opponents. But I would have thought against this young kid with only like 4 fights behind him now that David would look to step right in and take charge. But he has his way of doing things and he's sticking to that.
Marked up under the left eye, Evans. Nothing to lose tonight. An education in a different way. Trainer Gary Lockett felt, why not? Let's go for this. Close first.
Deep breathe, for the simple reason. Understand? Deep breathe. You're not doing enough here. Is that what? Is that what? It's not to say you have got to win these next 2 rounds, you have got to win them. Understand? The kid's trying to fucking slip and trying to fucking get a bit of a...
Excuse the language in the corner, Dominic Ingle. Not happy with his charge in the first round.
No, well, I would have expected the experience and the maturity that David has. He would stamp his authority a little bit more. I thought he won the opening round. I think he kept things under control for pretty much of the time. But I would have expected a more positive start from him. Maybe he's thinking about the final, maybe he's thinking about not exerting himself. But the stats certainly agreeing with me that he won the round. But the corner are entitled to expect a little bit more from him, I think.
16-1 on. A massive favourite now, David, but he didn't totally dominate that opener. Nicked it. As he listened to Dominic Ingle, he's a bright guy, David. And he has up the tempo. See, that's lovely, trebling the jab.
Yeah, well, he knows Evans is going to try to counter, so he just sticks out the other couple of jabs. If he does try to counter, he'll lock onto one of those, so he knows all the tricks. I just get the impression at times that jab, the glove isn't properly closed. It's like an open-handed cuff at times from David. Puts another couple of inches onto the length of the punch, but it's not really the knuckle part that's landing.
Should really have the experience, Paul David, having sparred with world champions like Carl Froch and Robert Stieglitz. Done a lot of work with Kell Brook, Junior Witter.
Well, Evans realises he has to raise the pace, but there wasn't a lot of method in what he tried there. Just finding it difficult to pin David down and join the club. A few of them felt like that.
Evans was voted in by the public to take his place in Prizefighter. And he went to a big family wedding and persuaded them all to ring in. He's got his opportunity. Is there any way he can defeat David here?
Well, I thought there was a chance that David could take him to school a little bit, but that hasn't happened. To Evans' credit, he hasn't allowed that to happen. But he's finding it difficult to make a real impression.
I got the feeling in the build-up that the Welsh camp weren't totally convinced Jeff Evans was going to go all the way, but that he would come on for being in Prizefighter. Nice shots there. Just not making David look smooth at all times.
No, but I think David is falling into character, you know, just doing what's necessary, not worrying too much about looking dramatic. But I think, again, he's just doing enough to win the round.
Only 4 losses on the Paul David slate, and they were controversial.
Yeah, and against decent operators as well.
Yep, Brian McGee, Tony Salam, Tyrone Wright and Stevie Maguire. Patrick Mendy resting up, just curbing his enthusiasm. He's been a terrific character, Jim, Mendy, in the build-up.
Yeah, but maybe a little reminder that he's far from the complete article in his semi-final win. So it makes for a good final, and the way this is going, I think that'll be with David just landing the punches, just keeping Evans a little bit confused.
Quality from Paul David, but it hasn't been his best performance.
Catch his jab, bang, catch his jab, bang. If you're leading up, put your hand to catch his jab at the same time and snap it in. Just posing him and letting him, posing in front of him and letting him pick it up.
Ariel just felt that he was a bit raw, has come a bit too soon this for Jeff Evans. Will he really go for it in this final round of the second semi-final? Right hand from Evans.
Well, David really came to life in the third round of his quarter-final. Will he do that again?
Beautiful uppercut to fell Carl Drake. Good body shot from Paul David. He's rounded as a pro, he's seasoned. He knows the old tricks. And he's beating Evans to the punch.
Yeah, that was a good right hand. A reaction in Evans' foot after it landed, but I think it was more of a slip. But it was a decent right hand he had to take there.
Utilising the jab, is he? Evans to set up attacks, just a bit clumsy.
Yeah, well, it's difficult when the man you're in with has so much more experience. I mean, David knows all the tricks. He's moving in and out of range, just inviting Evans to lead and then countering him when he does. Just measuring the range perfectly. The range which suits him doesn't suit Evans.
There's a swagger to Paul David as well. Not an arrogant one, he's not that kind of a guy. But he fully believed before this tournament that he would win it. And I'm sure he still does. Nearly job done in his semi-final.
Well, I feel Evans needs just a little bit more urgency. But it's easy to be sitting here saying that when everything you try is being countered. And the corner just been warned for the shouting during the action, I think.
No great sparks or fireworks in this encounter. Can't be every time in Prizefighter. A lot of pressure on these guys. And maybe, Jim, you're right, Paul David's just sensing that the final's still to come as he paced himself through this.
You know, a big drive coming from Evans. Maybe just a little bit too far down the line. Maybe needed to up the tempo a little bit earlier, but this was never going to be an easy match for him, never.
All right, hand from David on the counter, crisp shot. Evans just disorientated. Looks at his corner, David, as if to say, how long left? Not long. They're talking to each other in there. Surely will be the first loss on the young novice record of Jeff Evans. Paul David, just too much in every department, and has surely sealed his place, as we expected, in the final of Prizefighter, the super middleweights.
Yeah, well, the body language tells you Evans doesn't really expect any favours on this one. But he did well. It's a fight that'll do him no harm whatsoever. He's faced a very experienced man, gave him a good run for his money. But for me, David marches through to the final.
Not quite the huge commitment that Daniel Cadman gave us. But maybe he just used that knowledge, Paul David, to outfox the more inexperienced fighter. Just got to find ways to win, haven't you, really, in Prizefighter?
Yeah, and I think that's maybe the mentality that Paul David has. He wants to win fights. doesn't worry too much. He's not, you know, featuring on the big huge bills where you want to sell loads of tickets. So the main thing is he gets the job done, and he's very effective, economical at times, knows all the tricks, knows how to draw mistakes, especially from such a young, inexperienced, well, inexperienced, I don't suppose Evans is all that young at 27. But just drawing the mistakes and then pinning them with the counters. But Evans can be proud of himself. He gave it a good argument. A lot of the exchanges were close. He had the last word in some of them. But it was always going to be an awkward job for him, and that's how I felt it turned out.
Paul David waits. Scores are ready to go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, who makes it through to the final? We're about to find out. The judges' scorecard reads 29-28, 30-27, 29-28. All three judges are in favour of the winner and through to the final. From Northampton, Paul David.
Can the English super middleweight champion be crowned Prizefighter super middleweight champion? He's almost there.
Case of job done, I think, there, Johnny, for your former sparring partner.
Job got done, but you've got to now measure up the two finalists, Mendy and David. Mendy starts well, starts fast, and tires the second half of the fight, whereas David warms up.